Whether you're looking for shop upgrades, layout ideas, or starting from scratch, this video is for you. Today, we are taking a stroll around the shop to show you guys everything that we've crammed into this 24 by 20 foot space. Most of what I am showing you briefly today has its own long-form dedicated video, and our trusty nail counter will be displaying some information to help you guys find that video and improve your lives, I'd say. We'll just cover all the things on the ceiling first. This is a 3 horsepower Ryobi belt-driven garage door opener. It has battery backup in case you lose power. You can still come and go. And it's controlled completely through an app. You can get notifications for movement when the doors open and close. It's pretty cool. But what set it apart from everything else was this module system. And it has these little module spaces that you can plug multiple things into. So on mine, I have 2 fans. And then I also have a pull-down electrical cord, which is pretty cool. And you can buy all kinds of different things for these. They have camera systems, parking assist systems, speakers. There's quite a large array of different things you can buy for these. So I thought that was pretty cool. Hey! And I found a roll of electrical tape. Heck yeah. You'll notice a heavy theme of fans here in the shop. That's just to keep it cool and the air moving around so it's not as hot. This guy was just a Walmart fan. It had a different base hooked up to it. I made one out of a cheapy 2x4, screwed the original legs into there so I still had the pivot, and then now I can swing it around and pivot and point it at whatever I want to. And I only smack every other board off of this, but it is nice to have it up out of the way. And on the back, I put a little bit longer of a handle on it so that I can actually reach it from the ground. The black and red squares are just pieces of sound foam. I need a lot more of it to almost cover the entire ceiling to eliminate all of my echo, but the shop really has no sound absorption qualities because it's all wood. So I did add those up there just to kind of take care of some of that echo. My original shop had 1 single light bulb installed, and I wish I had more pictures to show you guys. But when I built this shop, I put 6 LED strips on the ceiling, thinking it was going to be, land in planes because it was bright. Now, and it was. When you would walk in from it being dark, you kick the light on, you'd be like, whoa, that's bright. But as I began to record and edit and actually see my shop through the lens of a camera, I noticed that that was not the case. So to fix the problem, I subdivided each of my lights into 6 separate quadrants. So this being a quadrant, this is one, this is one, this is one, you get it. And with that, I actually added 2 additional strips to each side because I thought it would be a cool pattern. And bada bing, it brightened up the shop a lot. And something else I did while I was fixing this lighting system was I installed it into our smart home so that I can control each quadrant separately. So if I didn't want the back lights on, I can just turn them off. And if I wanted these lights off, I can turn them off. And if I wanted these lights off, you can turn them off. And this is originally how bright the shop was, and why we thought this was bright was crazy. But not so much anymore. So now if I only wanted 1 or 2 lights on, you can control them. It's more for the camera system than anything else, but it is cool and fun to play with. Now we can mosey around the shop the same way people do at Epcot. Starting with my garage door, and don't do, make an eye contact, don't do what I did to my garage door. And that was, old Aaron came through, he took these Luan boards, I cut them down to size, I found the centers, drilled out holes so it kind of had a cool dice, googly, colorful theme going on. And then I added more panels, which were the dry erase board panels, so I could come over here and just doodle up and do whatever I wanted to do to my garage door. And it's very, very cool. However, just buy a veneer and buy the paint, because this added close to 90 pounds to my garage door, and it freaks my garage door out. It doesn't like to close unless you're helping it. I think I need another spring. I don't know. Luckily, we have a 3 horsepower motor that pulls it up and down, but it's a nightmare. So added a ton of weight to the garage door. Find a lighter option, but that's all I did was I cut these panels out and put them up here. And it is nice to come over here. I can doodle whatever I need to doodle. It'll sit up here for months. The only thing I wish I also would have done was maybe not put panels down here, because I'm not writing on this one. That's pretty dang low to the ground. But all in all, it looks cool. That's what we're going for. So 4 usable panels. I rarely write on the bottom ones because I don't like bending down. Oh well. This is my wife's e-bike. It doesn't fit in the cabinet. We'll get to that in a minute where my bike's at. So corner number 1, kind of a letdown. It just houses my hose for my boom arm. We'll get to him in a moment as well. This corner is like stuff my grandpa has given me. It's kind of like a mini shrine to him. He's still doing fine, but he gave me a brass hammer. And this is actually the trowel I used the entire time that we were building our house. So I made a little thing for it to go into, you know, all cool like that. All right. And then right here I have like my car cleaning stuff and, you know, other various chemicals right next to my drinking water. It makes sense. Obviously, trash can, need one of those. You know, the lights. Oops, sorry. So that's fun. And then I opted in to have a 32-inch size garage door. You'll see maximizing wall space is a big deal. And if I have anything bigger than a 32-inch project coming in or out, I could use the 16-footer that I have right next door. So I just did a 32-inch. I didn't do a 36. Ooh, and above my garage door rails, I put up a shelf, and I have some totes and a little bit of extra storage on both sides just to maximize storage here as well. Ooh, the fun new stuff. This is my dust collection system on a budget. It's all powered from my 3.5 horsepower vacuum. Does a great job. I have a wall-mounted dual cyclone dust collector. Has its own clear bucket. I have the attachments to go to the planer, to my sander. These guys are actually just held in place by a little piece of wood. So that is cool. Has dual hoses. It also has a boom arm that I can swing around to run to my flip carts or over to the workbench so that I can sand while keeping everything up and out of the way. I also installed a vacuum switch, so when I kick on my miter saw, it'll automatically kick on the vacuum, so it does its job. After a few seconds, it automatically shuts off the vacuum, so that's a cool feature as well. This contraption is just a box fan. I put it on a little stand here so I can open the window. If it's cooler outside, I can suck in the cold air. If I have heavy fumes or, you know, stain smell going on in the shop, I can flip it around and suck that to outside. It's just a simple thing I put just so I can occupy the space for the window. So, loving that. This entire wall I have devoted for different jigs and various templates I'd like to hang up. This one is how I cut all of my picture frames out. It is super nice to get those perfect 45-degree angles. This is just a spline jig I had set up to make those joints even stronger for my picture frames. This jig is how I achieve the 60-degree angles and set up and assemble my nesting Christmas trees. Definitely check that video out. And then I have some other router templates that I had just kept because why not? This is the workbench I use most often, obviously. It has my camera spine, which houses my camera systems. It has lights on there to make things better for you. It also has my table saw on there. It's on caster wheels, so it can easily get moved around. And once I get rid of this, which just clips on the back, I can wheel this entire contraption out of the way. So I can pull a vehicle in here and change the oil. But wait, there's more. When you pull it back into the center of the room, it opens up to give you an entire paint booth on the back, so you're not hunting around for cardboard or scraps or going outside when it's raining. This was kind of spoiled by the fall haul video, but whatever. My miter saw is the same height as my workbench on both sides, so that way I can cut pieces with ease. I'm whispering because it's a secret, but if somebody comes in and steals all 7,000 pencils I have, I've got one stashed away right here. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? My workbench has the standard amount of clutter as anybody's does. I transformed a router into a pencil holder. I have yet another dry erase board because you can never have enough. Hung up some bits on the wall so I can detach them, take them with me. I did build a better and longer version of that pin holder, which looking good. Obviously, Tony Stark, in case he needs that later. We built a tape dispenser. Definitely check that video out. And then I hung up all of my tape measures. And let me tell you, I only use, these three. This one has metric on it, and it's always on the side I'm trying to measure with. These three are the tape measures I use. These I don't like because they're silver on the inside, and they're not the cool high vis, so I don't like these ones as much. Safety. These I don't use. These I don't use. I don't like these because they're really tiny and they're junk. They also don't self-lock, so I hate that feature. This was a horrible idea because when, you go to find a screw you lost, you're playing a Saw movie, so that's a fun game. And then you've got the wood burner, so it's got my wood burner on there. I built a workbench out of 2x4s, 2x4 construction, faced everything with OSB just to continue that theme. I like it. I know some of you guys don't, but that's how I made the workbench. These are literally just full of crap. There's nothing too fancy, so they just stay hidden back behind the doors. Up above, I've got some more cabinet space that I fill with crap, but what's cool is that if I need a can of paint, I can just open this door, which does close on my leg. That's not fun. But you can open this, and then you can climb up to wherever you need to be to get your stuff down, at least right here. So that's nice. I told you it closes on its own. That's fun. I mounted 4 fast chargers onto this door, mainly because it hides all of my cords inside the cabinet so you don't see them dangling down or hanging out anywhere. And I got a little basket for my sandpaper stuff. This shelf I added in just to put some books onto and some other random crap that was, again, cluttery. This I am not as excited about as when I had first purchased it. It's a great little toolbox, but it collects a ton of clutter. I mean, there's like $6 in pennies in it, and I barely use it. And like, when was the last time I reached for this hammer? Have you ever seen me use this hammer? No, nor will you ever see me use that hammer. So it's just accumulated a bunch of crap that I've had in the shop. It's also broken because if you're chilling and reaching for something and you have your hand right here, it's gonna chop it off. Eventually, this will be replaced with a router table. This entire drawer section comes out with ease. I can put it inside of my cabinets, and then I can keep the legs, just build a cooler top for it, turn it into a router table. I would love that. This is where I keep all of my 20-volt stuff. It makes it nice and easy to just grab a drill when you need one. And it works on the same system with these mounting clips. So these mimic what the battery would have. So it just goes into your battery slot and it hangs just like that. Up above, I have spots for all of my batteries. If they're facing out where you can click the button, that means they're charged. If they're facing the other way, that means they're not fully charged. So that way, if I'm going somewhere, I know I'm grabbing a fully charged battery. This bookcase is like a shrine of YouTube projects that we've done in the past. Get ready, nail counter. We got the hopping bunnies, the Temu review. This is from when we made those interlocking puzzle pieces. You got the saw stop video. I did a Festool pizza cutter. There is just one about making different projects that sell. I've got the 3-picket planter, which is still the top vid. We made these little stools. I made this project here, which can make you $10,000. Check that video out. And then we did a review on a router. It's honestly just where I put the router thing. But it has just every different YouTube project that we've made over the past. And then on the bottom, with the French cleat systems, I have these little tubs that pull off of here. Again, just more storage for me. And that's what I keep on this door. I mean, bookshelf. Guess I'll just show you now. This is where I store my bike so that I keep it away from all of the sawdust and other particles and things that, greased derailleurs don't like. Sorry, honey. Yours is on the front lines. This cabinet is full of crap. Since I had a swinging door in that corner, there wasn't a lot I could do with this space, so I filled it up with spray paints and stains and built this little shallow shelf. That was a pretty big deal at Lowe's. And then I built a clamp holder, which is fully adjustable to whatever length clamps you guys had. So it has all of my bar clamps, and then it's going to have, parallel bar clamps once I get them. Less fire, more fire. Less fire, more fire. This little guy doesn't do a lot for me. It's a portable air conditioner I bought on the cheap, and if it's less than 80 degrees outside, usually it can keep it remotely cool in here so you can feel the difference from outside, but once it gets over 80 degrees outside, this thing ain't standing a chance. This is where I store my wood. Built it out of 2x3s and some dowel rods. Super easy to set up and install. If you're needing a wood rack, this is the one. Tucked away in this corner is most of the stuff I use for lawn care outside. Lastly, I have my flip carts, which generally live right here, so I can still access my wood. I can use my tools. I can use that boom arm to collect the dust. And inside of each of the flip carts is more storage and dry erase boards. So I can open these up, access whatever's inside of them. They have it on the front and the back so it doesn't dump out no matter which direction you have your carts flipped. They lock into place like so. This is also the second home for my camera spine in case my workbench is pushed up against the wall or if I have a larger project. And to operate the flip cart, all you have to do is pull one simple pin, flip your cart around, and you're working. And that's pretty much the shop. Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out this content. My goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. So a like would be greatly appreciated. And for the 70% of viewers who are not yet subscribed, go ahead and click on that beautiful man right there. So that way you're not missing out on awesome content like this in the future. Again, thank you so much. All right, it's over. The video's over. You can watch another one if you'd like.